Hello Bakugan Brawlers and welcome to another Bakugan video. Today we're going over my second episode of my Bakugan deck profile. This Bakugan deck profile is all centered around lowest G power wins. So if you guys like lower G power Bakugan and like winning by using lower G power tactics, well, this Bakugan deck profile video is for you. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So if you guys like my Bakugan deck showcase videos, over on my Instagram page, I post monthly Bakugan deck showcases and I have over 60 deck showcases over there. They are short and simple, but if you like to watch some of them, you can head over to my Instagram page to watch them. So this deck is mainly focused on lower G power wins. I've seen a lot of people online posting their lower G power wins deck, so I would like to take my own twist and turns in this video and give my own strategies on how I could win by using lower G power Bakugan. And as you guys know me, I am obsessed with battle gears. I always use them in my Bakugan brawls, so this deck showcase will include them and they are pretty helpful. Another thing I would like to mention also is that make sure that your Bakugan printed G power is at least 200 Gs or more lower than your opponent's Bakugan G power in order for this deck to work. First up, let's go over the Bakugan. In this case, I'll be running 1 Ventus and 2 Chaos Bakugan, and the G power and the Bakugan shown over here can be up to your own decision. Just like I mentioned earlier, make sure their printed G power is 200 or more lower than your opponent's Bakugan in general, just in order to make this deck work. So in my case, I went with very weak Bakugan. So the first one I have over here is a Ventus Skyrus with a printed G power of 320 Gs. And then my middle would be Chaosaurus with a printed G power of 280 Gs, and Chaos Centipoid with a printed G power of 250 Gs. So these are the Bakugan that I'm running in this deck. And now with the gate cards, we'll start over with the Copper Gate card. This is a very simple card, Needle's Eye. It says the Bakugan with the lowest G power wins this battle. So this is very simple. You could go with any lower G power. In this case, since I have 1 Ventus and 2 Chaos, I'm going with Needle's Eye. This is the best option I have in my deck for these two attributes. And then for the Silver Gate card, I'm going with Fly Beetle Rescue. To be honest, I do not own the gate card called Reuse. That gate card would be much more better to be used in this deck, but unfortunately I do not have it. So in this case, I'm going with Fly Beetle Rescue. As it says, players with a Subterra or Ventus Bakugan at this battle may move a red ability card from their used pile to their unused pile at the end of the battle. This can be beneficial if we put our Ventus Bakugan over here. And now with our Gold Gate card is obviously a fan favorite, Crushing Blow. If one Bakugan at this battle has a printed G power of 200 or more higher than the other Bakugan, no ability cards may be played. The Bakugan with the lowest G power wins. So another lower G power win gate card, and like I mentioned earlier, you have to make sure that your Bakugan printed G power is 200 or more lower than your opponent's. And now with the ability cards, let's start off with the green ability card called Splash. This is the Sega Toys version, as you guys can see over here. So Splash says, play at the end of the battle, Bakugan which has lower G power wins. Very straightforward, very, very powerful. If you guys do play with Sega Toys version card with your people, make sure to add this to your deck. But I have to mention that this is pretty rare to come by. So if you guys can't find this Splash ability card, I do have other options such as the Chaos 2 ability, as it can help with your Chaos Bakugan. And if you need even more help, you could use Ventus, but I'll come back with this card in a while. Now with the red ability card, I'm going over with Dependable Luck. As it says, play before you flip a coin, set the coin to whichever side you want, no need to flip it. This card will be very beneficial when pairing with your Explosives gear, and I'm gonna be going on that very shortly. And now with my blue ability card, I've gone with Color Shift. But to be honest, if I did have the Ventus ability, but in the blue framed type, I would be going with the Ventus one. However, I do not own the blue framed Ventus ability, I just own the green frame. So in this case, I will be running Color Shift. As it says, play during a battle. If your Bakugan has lowest printed G power, change your Bakugan's attribute to that any Bakugan you are using in this game. So this will also be beneficial when pairing with your battle gears, especially if you stood in a gate card which does not match your battle gear color. So you could use this to help you in that case. And now with the battle gears, the first one I have over here is Gold Gigarth with a printed G power of 180 Gs. This is very good for your Ventus Bakugan, as the Ventus rule says, remove one ability card from your use pile from the game, then move one ability card from your use pile to your unused pile. I've mentioned this battle gear a lot in my video, so this can be very beneficial for reusing ability cards that you've spent. And this is the main star of the deck for my battle gears, which is a silver explosives with 140 Gs. The Chaos rule is very powerful, as it says flip a coin. On heads, the Bakugan with the lowest G power wins this battle. So now it does require luck, but since we are running a dependable luck ability card, which does allow you to put the coin whichever side you want, this paired with explosives can be very powerful, especially when you're running with very low G power Bakugan, which can immediately give you a win. So now how would I actually start a brawl with this deck? So first up, you would want to set your Needle's Eye gate card and try to get your Ventus Bakugan on it. Then after your opponent rolls, depending if he stands on his own gate card or your gate card, if he does stand on your gate card, it's an easy win as it is a lowest G power. But if he does stand on his gate card, well, you could roll one of your Chaos Bakugan onto his gate card, and since you're running most of the lower G power wins type of cards, you could easily play either Splash, or you could use your Explosives gear and pair it with Dependable Luck, giving you an easy lower G power win. After that, I would set the Fly Beetle Rescue if you manage to get your Ventus back, as if you open your Ventus Bakugan over here, you could bring back Dependable Luck. But if not, you open your Ventus on another gate card, you could use Gigarth with the Ventus ability and remove Dependable Luck from the game and bring back Splash or whatever ability you've used. So that is a very good way for reusing your abilities. And on the last gate card, I would just open my Bakugan here, could be any, and Crushing Blow with its powerful rule would easily make you win. And if your Bakugan opens on a gate card, for example, your Chaos opens on a copper gate card, you could not take the Ventus rule for the Gigarth, since my Gigarth is gold, and if we're fighting on a copper gate card, I could not take anything as I am Chaos. I could use color shift and change my Chaos Bakugan attribute to Ventus, which does benefit me in battle. The same can be said if your Ventus opens on a gate card where your Explosives gear does not match the attribute. Then you could just use this, change your Ventus Bakugan to Chaos and get the benefits from your Explosives gear. And before we end the video, here are some weaknesses that you may face during battle, as of course not every Bakugan deck is perfect. There are some weaknesses for every Bakugan deck out there. So in this deck, you would want to watch out if your enemy plays with a very weak Bakugan, then this deck is not for you. You would want to play with an enemy who uses very high G power Bakugan. Another thing is that if your enemy removes your abilities or your battle gears, as your cards and battle gears are your lifesaver for this deck. Without them, your Bakugan would just not survive. They need these cards and battle gears. Other than that, you have to make sure to watch out for cards that blocks your battle gear or abilities, and also those abilities that block you from winning lowest G power wins. But these cards are pretty hard to come by, so you would have no problem running in this deck. Just make sure to be brawling against someone who uses very high G power Bakugan. Alright guys, we've come to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe and share for more awesome Bakugan content. See you in the next Bakugan video.